menstruation starting immediately. Does age actually affect women's sexuality? Does it affect their sexuality?
Yes, actually, age affect the sexuality of women because of the fact that when women begin to age, there is always reduction in the production of estrogen and progesterone, which happens to be the female sex hormone. And so this reduction causes a lot of changes in their, genital, and it also makes them to have a low urge for sex as they grow.
Okay, you're saying that as a woman gets older, her sexual ability or her sexual urge begins to decline. I don't know if I'm right.
Yes, yes, yes. So we can say that women's age is inversely proportional to their sexuality. Is inversely, that is, as women grow, their sexuality reduces.
Okay. I was wondering because I thought in my own mind, I thought the more older they get, the more sexually active they become. I don't know
No,
if you can
no.
hear me.
Of course, I can hear you.
At that point, okay, at that point, what will the woman do to satisfy her partner? Because uh, I don't know if there's a difference between a man's age sexual decline and a woman age sexual decline. I don't know if there is any.
Actually, the sexual urge of a man does not decrease as they age because of the fact that a man continues to be active and to be fertile even up to old age. But women, it got to a stage whereby they stop producing egg, they stop menstruating, and so their sexual drives begin to reduce, begin to drop. So we cannot compare men and women when it comes to age and sexuality. Yes.
So at that age, what would a woman do?
The woman can apply water-based lubricant so that our vagina will be wet, because one of the main reasons or one of the cause of decrease in sexual urge for women at old age is that there is vaginal dryness. The rate at which the brain pumps blood to other sexual organs, the rate will reduce. And as a result of that, there will be dryness. The vagina will not be wet again, and so it causes sex to be painful for them. So this can be taken care of by making use of a water-based lubricant, so that at least the vaginal space will be wet. The labio minora and the labio majora, the longitudinal tissues that house the clitoris and the vagina, that place will be lubricated so that the woman can at least have sex without pain. But then the main cause of reduction in sexual drive in women is because of the fact that there is no lubricant, there is vaginal dryness. And so there is obstruction for penetration. There is penetration obstruction. That is it.
So at what age will a woman start experiencing that this what you just explained? And at what age will a woman start experiencing it?
At 45.
At 45. So that means a
Yes.
woman can be sexually active up to the stage of or the age of 45, but beyond that one, the sexual urge start
Yeah.
declining.
Even some women at the age of 40, they begin to experience vaginal dryness. They begin to experience vaginal dryness due to the thinning of the vaginal tissues. Then there will be reduction in pubic hair. In fact, the appearance of the genital changes because of the fact that there is no more elasticity like a young lady who is just 20, 25, 30. So at the age of 40 and above, some women begin to experience vaginal dryness. There is a particular group I belong where a woman was saying that how can she take care of vaginal dryness? And I said she can try that. It normally happens when someone is above 40, and so she can try and apply water-based lubricant. She now said no, that she's not even up to 40 at all. I said maybe as is exception, but the normal age is between 45 upward. That is when women begin to experience this dryness we are talking about. Yes.
So now, are there any physical sign? Because many women might be ignorant of this you just explained. Are there any physical sign that the woman will start seeing, maybe a change in her physical appearance, or maybe her body temperature, or maybe her visual, maybe her size? Are there any physical? Maybe if a woman will start seeing this, you know, oh, you are already moving towards this direction. Beside the vaginal dryness.
Yes. Yes, there are physical changes. At times, the woman might begin to sweat. All those signs of menopause. It's really affecting women that even in their mind they don't feel like having a man around. Physically, the body changes, the temperature, they begin to sweat, they begin to have dryness in their vagina, and those are the signs. Once those signs begin to come in, they will know. Even the pubic hair begin to go off without going for maybe shaving your pubic hair, whatever. Whether you do that or not, it begins to scrape by itself. Then the vaginal wall begin to become more tiny, and so there is no elasticity again. It becomes wrinkle and all that, and so menstruation stops. At times they stop menstruating. So those things are the signs that a woman's sexuality is declining.
Is there any way a woman can start preparing herself towards this direction so that when she gets into that particular age, she knows how to take care of herself? Because many women don't prepare themselves, but until this hits them, and most often they don't even know what happens to them. They keep running from pillar to post. Is there any way the woman can actually sit down and maybe at a certain age you start preparing for menopause, start putting things in place for you to enjoy that period when it actually comes?
Actually, there is no any preparation that a woman can. Every woman knows that once they reach the age of 45, 50, menopause will definitely set in. So even the people that are rich, the wealthy ones, the people who are wealthy, there's nothing we can do to stop old age. It will just come. But the only thing is that the women can take care of themselves. They go to hospital. The area of sexuality, there are water-based lubricants. There are estrogen injections that they can give to them, so that at least we say that the only driving force for those things is that there is reduction in estrogen and progesterone. And once those hormones reduce in production, those are the hormones that helps a woman to have a urge for sex. And so once the hormones start reducing in production, then the urge for sex reduces. And so what they do is there are injections that they can be given, and mostly what most women do is that they apply water-based lubricants just to make sure that the vagina is being lubricated for sex, so that the sex will not be painful for them. That is just it. And once old age start coming in, there are food to take. Maybe if you take more fruits, food that will give you vitamins and all that, so that at least you know that your body is getting to you get prepared for menopause.
Are you saying when that time comes, uh, dieting will probably help in coping this menopause issue?
Exactly. It can help. It can help. So that at times when you take fruits, you take a lot of fruits. Fruits helps it helps digestion. It helps to empty your bowels. So when you do that as a woman, you're getting rid of all the excesses, all the food you take, everything digest on time, so that at least your body will be light. All those things are just done to suppress the effects of menopause, but then it can be totally removed. It can be totally removed because
What will you say about a woman who is who are up to 50 years and above, but still very sexually active? Is there possibility?
such is an exception. Such is an exception. It's very possible, but it's an exception. Any
Okay.
case that is giving us 1 out of 50, 1 out of 20, 1 out of 100, we generalize. There is no women that are active at that age you mentioned. They are in minority. Because these days research is giving us a lot of results that is even uh, far away from what they get during in the olden days. At times now, people now start having menopause at the age of 47, 45. They stop menstruating, they have issues with period. So a woman that is still sexually active at the age of 50 and above, she's an exceptional woman. So when we do research like that, we give room for exceptions.
So now, let's go back to a young lady who is at the prime of, let's say, 15 years down to 25, then progress to 30. Okay, so what is the decline rate in their sexual activity, or how will I not a sexual activity, in a sexual urge? Let me use that word. What would be the decline rate from the age of 15 down to 25, 30, 35 upward as it progresses? What are the decline rates in their sexual urge?
Sexual urge does not decline. At the age of 15, as a lady grows from the age of 15, 20, 25, the urge increases because at that prime age, that is the age that a woman is fertile the most. Those are the period that a woman is fertile the most. And so before the declining starts setting in, the woman will need to get to the age of 40, 45. So from that 15, 20, 25 that you mentioned, the woman is at the peak of her sexuality at that time. So there is no decline. There is no decline in the sexual urge
Okay,
between that prime
you
age you
mean even
mentioned.
as they grow, as their age progresses, so also the sexual urge progresses on a higher dimension. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly,
Okay. Now
exactly, exactly.
let's look at how the sex benefit how does the sex benefit a woman? Because I remember the last time when we talked about men, we talked about sexual benefit to the man. So let's look at the woman. What are the benefits?
Okay. Actually, women benefit more in sex than men. Yes.
How?
The
Because
sex benefit
I
the
remember
women more
you
because
made mention how what sex can do to a man when he have a means of satisfying himself. I think you made mention of a lot of things like that. So now, how
yes,
does
I
it
said it.
benefit
I
a
said
woman
it.
more than a man?
Actually, when we were discussing men, we said that the sweetest experience a man can have is sex. Same with women. Same with women. It is the sweetest. And so I said that sex benefits women more than men because of the fact that apart from the fact that from the enjoyment that men get in sex, they also use sex to boost their ego. And even the work, the struggle, everything is being done by men during the sexual activity, but the women enjoys it more because of the fact that the way the body of a woman is structured. And you see, sperm cell itself is very, very proteinous for women. When women, when whether they inject it or it goes through the genital, it has a means of making their skin fresh. For men and for women, sex is anti-aging. When a woman have good sex or she's sexually active, you see that she begins to look fresh and younger because of the fact that the sperm cell that she's taking in is very, very proteinous and it contains some electrolytes which will make our body fresh. Sex also lower blood pressure for women. It lowers their blood pressure due to the release of prolactin, which is an hormone that induces relaxation and satisfaction. Sex also gives women better immune system. Yes, because of the immunoglobulin A that is found, that is released when a woman have good sex. It also gives women better heart health. Better heart, it helps the heart to breathe very, very well. And so it gives them the lower risk of heart disease. It gives lower risk of heart disease for women. Also, sex also lower the risk of breast cancer because of the fact that the exercise itself, there is nothing like a lump that can stand or hide in your breast as a woman because of the fact that if a woman is handled very well by a man, the exercise itself, helps a woman to be at the low risk of a breast cancer. It also improves self-esteem for women too. That is, it helps the woman to be very sure that her body is in good condition. if as a woman you have good sex, that means you're not having any restriction. It's not as if that you only sleep, you wake up, you take your breakfast, and you go away. The peak of enjoyment you have experienced as a woman gives you some kind of confidence about your body, about your system, that you're doing fine. It also reduces depression and anxiety for women. At times when a woman is over, she has overstressed herself, she's thinking of a lot of things, she's worried. If she had good sex and she released all those hormones, oxytocin, dopamine, all those things, her body becomes calm, and so it reduces depression. Also, there is better sleep because of secretion of prolactin. The woman sleeps very well. Sex also, it induces sleep in both men and women, and so it also lowers the risk of fibroid. It lowers the risk of fibroid, because fibroid is just the growth of tissues in the uterus. So if a woman had good sex, the penetration as the man's organ enters into her, and the exercise, so everything makes all those tissues to melt. They melt, and so she sees her period, everything, she's free, her body is free, so there's no tissue that is hiding inside her. So sex for women reduce the risk of the fibroid. We are not saying people that have fibroid, they don't have good sex, but then there is a means by which sex can reduce the fibroid for women. It also freshens the skin. As we have said, it makes the skin to be fresh because of the fact that sperm cell is proteinous. And research has revealed that even if sperm enters through the mouth, the gastrointestinal tract, that is the digestive system, breaks it down the same way it breaks down your juice, your food. That is, it digests stem cell the same way it digests the normal food. If a woman is not allergic, she's not feeling irritated, even if by anything maybe she swallows the sperm, it doesn't have any detrimental effect on her head. And so sex also, it's increased love and affection because of the release of pheromones. These pheromones is an hormone that induces affection, because orgasm, which is the sexual climax, is
wait a minute. Are you saying there's a hormone that affects affections?
Yes, that is pheromone.
Because I'm just hearing that for the first time. That is a hormone. Yes. I thought, okay, sex. Yes, I know sex creates bonds, but I never know that there's a particular hormone that is responsible for that. Can you please educate me more? Can you educate me more on that?
The pheromone we are talking about, pheromone, pheromone. The pheromone we are talking about is an hormone that is being induced when a woman has sex with a man. So that hormone controls affection. That is, it helps a woman to be attracted or to be attached to a man she's having orgasm with, because the sexual climax that happens to be the orgasm is also the sweetest for a woman. So a man that you're having that experience with, as you are having the experience with him, you're releasing pheromones, the hormones that is coming from your body because of the activity you're having with that man. That almost as a means of bonding you with that man. It helps the two of you to bond.
There's something happens to a man also, because I know
it does.
Okay.
It does, but then you know that men are logical beings. We women, we are emotional beings. So the rate at which we women secrete pheromones is higher compared to men. Yes. So that is what sex does. It helps the woman to bond to her husband. It helps affection to grow. It helps the love to grow for the man. Yes, that is why a woman finds it difficult to detach from a man she's having intercourse with. And you know that women, they need their mind. That is why if a woman cheats, she cheats with a man that can potentially replace her husband. A man can love a woman, a man can get married, have a woman in the house, maybe by mistake he has a girlfriend somewhere or anything. A man can do sex without love. But for a woman to release her body for a man under normal circumstances, that means the woman she has seen some kind of love and affection from that man. Because women, we are emotional beings, and so we need love and care to be able to do sex with a man. So for a woman to be having orgasm with a man, it's very difficult for that woman to separate from that type of man because of the release of pheromones, which induce attraction and helps the woman to bond to the man is having it with. Also, sex for a woman is an exercise. it helps the woman to burn some calories of energy, which at times give her relief when she has gone through a lot of stress, and so she do sex. It helps her nerves to stretch. Also, it also boosts fertility. It boosts fertility, and improve the quality of a sperm. It helps the man you're having it with. It boosts the quality of sperm that the man will give to you. So when a woman have a constant sex, especially with her husband, it also helps the man too. It helps the woman also, because as the sperm cell is coming into your body, there are some things that this thing help the body to fight. It gives you it helps your immunity to be very sound, and so it helps the woman also to be fertile. Yes, there is no how a woman will know whether she's fertile if she doesn't meet with a man. So it also increases your attractiveness to your partner. We have talked about that, which is due to the release of pheromones, which is chemical that increase appeal to the opposite sex. It's a chemical that increases appeal to the opposite sex. So these are more are the benefits of sex for a woman. And also sexual activity. It is the woman that enjoy sex the more than men, especially when a woman is being handled well. At times, if a woman engage in sex, she experiences about 2 or 3 orgasms in one sex, but a man only experiences 1 orgasm. Immediately he releases, unless he rests and his mind gets ready again for another round. But for that single round, if a man is very, very active, a woman experiences like 2 or 3 orgasms. So that is why research told us that women enjoy sex even more than men. Yes, women enjoy sex more than men. Men only do the work and they use it to boost their ego. And of course, they enjoy it also. But then the enjoyment of women is more than the men, especially if a woman is being handled very well. So those are the health benefits of sex. And the
No.
sperm cell itself, maybe some other time we can analyze that, but then it's very, very proteinous and it's good for the skin.
Okay, now let's talk about that, because I remember there was a story I heard. Uh, a woman who lost her husband at the age of 30 or thereabout. She decided not to have anything to do with the man, and because she said she wants to keep her body and everything. And it get to a time her skin, her physical appearance started looking like somebody, I don't know how to describe her, a doctor have to advise her that as young as you are, if you're not sexually active, it's going to affect your physical look, it's going to affect your skin, it's going to affect every aspect of it, it's going to affect your emotion. I don't know, how true is this? Let me get it.
It's very, very true. It's 100% true. It is very true.
What about a
People that
woman?
are normal,
What about a
yes, for a
woman?
woman.
Okay, let me say, what about a woman who is up to the age of 40, but she's still a virgin?
Okay. Yes, it's very possible. Why not? That one has not experienced sex before. And so it's easy for her to stay until she finally get married. It's very possible. There are ladies who are not married and they've not had sex before. It's very, very possible. But then she will live her life, she will enjoy, she eat good food, and she go in peace. But someone that has experienced sex, that has sexual experience before, and stop for a long period of time, there is possibility that that person might even have fibroid. So, but for the virgin you talk about, it's very possible for her. There are creams she can buy to make her body shine. We are not saying that somebody cannot live without sex. We are only saying that these are the health benefits of sex. If a woman is not married, she's expected to be a virgin, unless maybe she has had experience before due to some reason or the other. So for a 40-year-old woman who is a virgin, she can live successfully without sex. Yes, but why will she say she doesn't want to marry? It's better for a woman to marry.
Is there no complication? Because I believe that everything God created, He created for a purpose, and everything He created
Yeah.
is for a use. Because I know whatever you
Yeah.
are not using actually becomes disused, and the effect. If a woman is at the age of 40, she's still a virgin. Is there no health implication to that, either her physical appearance or maybe, like you said, if it's fibroid and all the rest? Is there no health
Mm.
implication?
Ah, there is. There is, but then we cannot discourage her. There are health implications because the fibroid you mentioned now, at times where women do have menstrual pain. And so we were told that if a woman got, it's not even we were told. I have seen a lot of girls who have has menstrual pain, that even when they are menstruating, you feel for them, they be rolling on the floor, and immediately they get married, this thing just changed. So for a woman who is not doing sex, who is not married, she's at the risk of having fibroid, her body becomes wrinkled, she's not looking fresh. Sex is part of human life. Yes, maybe due to one reason or the other, if someone has been engaging in sex before, she has to stop. Then let her pick up the pieces of her life and get married so that at least she can be able to enjoy the gift that God has given to us, because sex to me is a gift from God to both the men and the women. So for the woman you mentioned, it's better for her to marry because of the fact that there are health challenges that she'll be seeing. A time will come that even she might not be able to menstruate freely again because of the fact that her vagina will be tight, the blood inside her, there might be growth of tissues. At times when we menstruate, they will tell us not to take cold water when we menstruate. Don't drink chilled water, because chilled water has a means of freezing some tissues in your body so that you won't be at the risk of having fibroid and all that. So sex is good for a woman, and for a 40-year-old woman, I think she should get married. She should get married, yes, so that all these things will not, she won't be at the risk. If you look at her very well, though, the person that is 40 and her body, her skin will not be fresh.
Yes, you are
at
right.
times she might look haggard. I'm telling you, at times she might look haggard, look stressed, and some of them at times they are aggressive. Honestly, they're very aggressive. When you at times when you maybe by mistake you step on them, say, because of the fact that these hormones that they're supposed to release to make them happy. We said sex hormone are happiness hormone. All those hormones, they are just hiding in their body. Even if a woman is married and her husband is not making good love to her, at times she will be misbehaving in the house, because those hormones that are supposed to be released to make her calm, to calm her nerves, the hormones are not being released. So there's no how she won't be aggressive, she won't misbehave. But when you take her, you make good love to her, she reach orgasm, everything, she'll be free and she'll be like a newborn baby. So it's very good for a woman to marry so that at least she'll be able to reproduce, if not for any other thing. She'll be happy.
Interesting. Okay, now let's let's talk about the I have seen different people, ladies most particularly, who will tell you I can't go a day or a week without sex. If they're not married, okay, because they will tell you their body cannot stay a day or 3 days or a week without a man sleeping with them. And also you have other ladies also who can even tell you I can stay a year without any man touching me. I don't even think about it. So what are the differences in them? All of them are women. So what are the differences?
Actually, we don't have the same urge when it comes to sexuality. Some people, they have high libido, while some they have low. But those ones that say they cannot stay a day without a man, those ones that one is abnormal. Yes, it is what they have wired their system to be. Because at
Are you
times
saying
when
is their mindset? Does it have to do with
it's
their
their
mindset
mindset,
or their
it's their
orientation?
mindset.
Or is it
Yes,
their
it is their
sexual
orientation
orientation?
and what they have subjected themselves, their system to be. And you know that those things, they are hormones. Once you've gotten to a stage today, tomorrow you didn't get to that stage, you feel unsatisfied
Yeah.
because of what you have put yourself through. Yes, because the woman has put herself through before. So the hormones want you to take them to that level before they come back. That is why it's very easy for a woman to stay with a man, and to if she's not married, stay without a man. And once you are married, remain faithful to that man. Because by jumping from one man to another, you find it difficult to control yourself. So those ones, they are abnormal. Is what they have,
Okay.
what their mindset, what they have wired themselves to be.
Could this be
Yes.
the reason? Because I keep asking this question because why God said you must remain a virgin before you get married, because when you move from one man to the other, you already have sexual experience. Then in your marriage, you
Yes.
start making comparison with James and John and your current husband who perform better sexually, could that be the reason why God said we should abstain from sex until you get married for you not to have sexual preference?
Yes, yes. That is the main reason. Apart from the fact that premarital sex, which is fornication, is a sin. Apart from that fact, another fact is that you won't be able to concentrate. The write-up that I put up that day, it was a lady that complained to me that she once dated a guy who is maybe is an army, I don't know, that the woman guy has a long dick, very big one indeed, and so she's used to him. So she finally got married. The man is not performing to this one. I said, oh, someone that has gone through a lot of exercises, training, you want to compare him with a guy who is just cool and quiet, who God has created perfect. You said you want to go and you want to take him for penis enlargement and other. Because of the fact that you have previous sexual experiences and you are comparing your husband to those people, that is the reason why you think the man is not normal. Yes. So what the main reason why God says stay without the sex until you marry is because of the fact that God loves us and he wants us to be at peace. He doesn't want us to compare. All this, I want to go and gather experience. Who told you the experience you are gathering will be useful? For example, you're busy learning Ogbolo soup. You marry, the husband does not like Ogbolo soup. That experience is a waste of time. So the experience, yes, the experience we need as women is the one we get with our man, the one we get with our husband. That is the one that is useful for us. The one we get inside the marriage. The one we get before the marriage is not useful for us. Because I asked her, the man you said has a very big dick, as he now eventually finally marry you? He doesn't marry you. You only put yourself into a struggle and you are not able to be satisfied again. So we all have to, it's very important for us to know that ladies are to remain chaste until they marry.
So now, as we round up this program, we have talked about how does sex affects women at the age, and you have been able to explain all of this. Now, if a woman should find herself in a place where she discovered that she cannot stay without a man, let me tell you, let me say this. I worked with a lady, okay, who told me that she cannot stay in a room with a man without having sex with a man. That she have gone for prayers, she have gone to the hospital. Most of the time when this happens, she cried. It's not her intention to do, but she find herself doing it. She have gone for deliverance. She have done everything she could. Even if she entered a car with men on both sides, she starts feeling this urge to have sex. I don't know how to describe it. Is there any particular role that is responsible for her problem? It's a problem to her because she's tried to deal with it in different ways, but she couldn't. She just had to learn how to live with it. Not going to a guy's house, not finding herself alone with a guy. So she just tried to pattern her own mechanism, living her own life that way.
Actually, it's her mind. It's her mind. And she has to just make sure that she controls her mind, what she's thinking about. And at times, you don't need to tempt ourselves. If you know that you don't want to, you are that kind of person that you can't stay in a room with a man, why do you have to stay in a room with a man? Some people, when they court, even when they visit one another, the lady have to go and sleep somewhere. The man will need to arrange some friends whereby the lady will stay with them. He will stay separate. So we don't have to put ourselves into temptation. If she knows that she's the kind of person that cannot stay in a room with a man without anything, then she should not bother to stay with a man. She's not bothered to stay with a man. Maybe she find the means of staying alone or sleeping alone. And talking about the taxi, she stays in the taxi with two men. She has to control her mind and take her mind off it. Probably she pray about it. Yes. It's very possible that when a man and a woman stays in a room, especially overnight, there is possibility that temptation will come. And so that one can be corrected by not staying in a room with a man. It's very, very possible. Yes. Why do they tell us that when we are in courtship, we should not sleep together on the same bed? It's because of the fact that this thing we are putting on is flesh. That one can be settled. But she entering a taxi, sitting beside a man, having heard, she has to pray about that one and make sure that her mind is not there. Her mind is not wired to.
We pray that way. we pray and solve that kind of issue, or there is a medical condition, or there's a dysfunctional condition to it, because I think I have read some books that talk about developmental dysfunction. Don't you think it could be
It could be, but it could be, but then maybe she's not circumcised. Maybe she's not circumcised. You know, female circumcision, they have told us now to stop it. But a lot of people believe that, oh, even if I'm not circumcised, that does not say I should be sleeping around. But uncircumcision normally push some ladies to act that way. Maybe she's not circumcised. And the circumcision we are talking
about.
You
advocate for circumcision?
Since World Health Organization has said no to it, so since World Health Organization said no, then no one should say yes to it. No one should say yes to it, since World Health Organization said we should not do it. But then I think it helps. You see, circumcision, it depends on who does it for the baby. It is just the tip of the clitoris. It's not the whole clitoris that will be removed, just the tip of it that will just be cut off, so that at least the remaining the other parts of the skin will remain there. But if they do complete removal, that is the bad aspect of it, whereby the woman will not have urge and she will not enjoy sex and so on. But then, since World Health Organization say no to circumcision, but that lady you're talking about, I guess she's not circumcised. Maybe that is the problem.
Okay, I want to thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us tonight. Hello, our viewers. As we draw the curtain of this today particular episode, you've learned so much about how your age affects your sexual nature. So you have to learn how to take care of yourself. You have to check your dieting. You have to check the way you sleep. You have to check your stress management. You have to check a lot of things as you age, as you move, because whether you agree to it or not, you are going to get age. It's going to affect you. So take care of yourself so that you can take care of your home and take care of the community and take care of the nation at large. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you, our guests, for giving us all the whole insight needed, making this program successful. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. God bless you. All right.